You know, the explosion in artificial intelligence has turned what used to be a digital frontier into a full-blown legal battleground. All across America, lawmakers are scrambling to write the rules for a world that is changing faster than any of us can really keep up. But here's the thing. Instead of one unified plan, what we're getting is this complex, tangled web of different approaches from every single state.
And that really is the central question of our time, isn't it? Right now, the answer seems to be, well, everybody. As all the states and territories take matters into their own hands, the result is this fascinating, complex, and, let's be honest, potentially chaotic new landscape for AI right here in the United States.
I mean, just think about this. For the very first time in history, the debate over AI has reached every single corner of the country. In just the last legislative session, all 50 U.S. states, plus Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C., introduced new laws to govern artificial intelligence.
And this wasn't just a bunch of talk either. This wave of legislative action resulted in nearly 100 new AI-related measures actually being enacted this year alone. That's a truly unprecedented surge in regulation. But here is the crucial point. These laws are not all pulling in the same direction. Instead of a single national strategy, we're seeing the emergence of this complex patchwork of state-level policies, and each one reflects its own unique local priorities and concerns. You can imagine this creates a real challenge for innovation and just for following the rules. And this diversity is really telling. Take a look. In Arkansas, the big focus is on intellectual property. If you prompt an AI, you own the output. Simple enough. But then you go to Montana and they're thinking about infrastructure. They've established a right to compute to make sure there's access to the power AI needs. And then in New York, the priority is protecting workers from being replaced by AI. 3 states, 3 completely different priorities. The scope of these laws is just massive. We are seeing rules targeting everything from health insurance claim denials and AI-powered stalking to consumer and child safety online. It's a nationwide effort, for sure, touching almost every aspect of our lives. But it's one where your actual rights might change just by crossing a state line. So this whole patchwork approach, it creates some real vulnerabilities. And nowhere is the danger of a fragmented response more obvious than in the fight to protect our shared sense of reality. So let's zoom in on one of the most urgent threats that's driving this regulatory storm. The answer? It's the erosion of trust in what we see and what we hear. The rise of these hyper-realistic AI-generated fakes is creating a genuine crisis of truth. And it's a problem that a patchwork of different state laws might be really ill-equipped to handle all on its own. But some people, like New York politician and former data scientist Alex Boris, are actually optimistic. He argues that we already have the tools we need to fight back, and the solution might not be what you expect. So for anyone who's not familiar, a deepfake is just AI-generated media that is so convincing it's almost impossible to tell it's not real. It's an incredibly powerful tool for misinformation, for fraud, for harassment, and it is getting better every single day. According to Boris, trying to train the entire population to become expert digital detectives, well, that's a losing battle. The real solution, he says, lies in a cryptographic approach, one that actually secured the early internet and made things like online banking possible in the first place.
And the concept is actually pretty simple. Create a digital certificate for media. Think of it like a secure seal of authenticity for every photo, every video, every audio clip we see online. It's a way to prove what's real.
Think back to the 90s. People were absolutely terrified to put their credit card information on a website. And then HTTPS came along, that little padlock icon, and it changed everything by providing a verifiable, secure connection. Well, the C2PA standard aims to do the exact same thing, but for reality itself. It gives us a way to instantly verify that the media we're looking at is authentic and hasn't been maliciously altered. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. A digital certificate is cryptographically attached to the media file the moment it's created. This creates a tamper-evident seal. From that point on, you can verify its entire history, where it came from, who created it, and every single edit that's ever been made. It's essentially a digital paper trail for reality. So, the technology exists, the standard is there. What's stopping us from solving the deepfake crisis tomorrow? Okay, let's get to the final piece of the puzzle. Ultimately, this isn't a tech problem. It's a social one, an industrial one. For a standard like C2PA to work, it has to be everywhere. Camera manufacturers and software companies need to build it right in, social media platforms have to support it, and most importantly, we, the users,
We need to reach a point where seeing an image without that cryptographic proof makes us immediately skeptical.
Which brings us right back to where we started. While states are busy writing their own distinct rules for AI, a universal challenge like deepfakes really requires a universal solution. And this leaves us with a critical question. Can this patchwork of 50 different legal frameworks really address the big challenges and keep American innovation ahead of the curve? Or are we just going to get tangled up in a web of our own making?